Morning, everybody. My name is Jared O'Leary. I've been drumming since 1998, and I still got a lot to work on, especially on drum kit. Most of my drumming has been rudimental and concert percussion, and only a small percentage of my time on the drum kit. Now, in these practice streams, I like to share what I'm practicing and how I'm practicing. I've done over 400 of them. There are timestamps in the description of all these to show like what kind of chop exercise I was working on, or how I was improving my technique, or what kind of limb independence pattern I was playing, or how I was practicing the tenors, etc. I will often also answer some questions from the various chats. Think of this like office hours. I'm here to practice. If you have questions about how to improve as a performer or an educator, I can answer them, and those timestamps are in the description for these. I will often edit my responses that I give to the different questions that are asked from me, and I will put them in this drumming tips playlist. There's over 100 videos, and there's over 15 hours of free tips inside of here. The first thing I talk about is the title. For example, Intro to Limb Independence. And if it says, and other drumming tips, or and other teaching tips, like this one, then that means that there are more tips in there that are not related to that first topic. And again, there's over 100 videos in here. So if you don't like the topic on here, like how to speed up your paradiddles, maybe your paradiddles are blazing fast, maybe the other drumming tips in that video might be of interest to you, but I don't know. Now, in these resources, there's over 2,000 free drumming play-alongs and drumming tips on my channel's home tab. You're going to come across over 400 of them that are currently listed as members first. That just means early access, so I promise they're all coming out for free. For example, this one comes out on Friday. There's a new video coming out every single day, but it might be over 400 days from now. If you want that early access, there's a join button underneath the videos that allows you to get early access for 99 cents. That's the cheapest tier I could make it available for on YouTube, but I promise again, it's all coming out for free. Thank you for the people who have signed up for it. It is 100% optional though. It's all coming out for free. All right, now I am not good at limb independence yet, so I need to get motivated here with Shia LaBeouf. So Shia LaBeouf is here to motivate me. He is like Bigfoot. He is naturally blurry, and I'm going to hide him because of copyright. All right, Shia, help me. I'm not good at limb independence yet. Do it. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, wow, Shia LaBeouf, I am tired of starting over. Thanks for that extra flex for encouragement. Now, I am practicing limb independence. How am I doing that? I'm practicing it with this book. It's called 50 Ways to Syncopation. It's by Don Moyle. I highly recommend this book. It's fantastic. Now, the way that I'm working on limb independence is largely based off of Gary Chester's idea of limb interdependence, which he talks about in New Breed 1 and New Breed 2. Now, what I've done on the spreadsheet, I've taken Dom's book, 50 Ways to Syncopation, and I put it inside of here so I can practice it. The spreadsheet keeps track of, on average, in column A, how am I doing when I play through this. So, for example, for pattern number 2, which is your very basic, like ding, 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 hi-hat on 2 and 4 while you... and you play eighth notes on the snare drum, and anything longer than that is on the bass drum. So for that particular pattern, if we scroll to the right, you can see all these different times that I played through it. And on average, the quality is technically proficient, which means I'm able to play through the ink on the page. And my goal is to eventually get that to musical, like some of these other ones. Now, I'm skipping all of the ones that are technically proficient or musical. Why? Because I'm here to practice the stuff I'm not good at yet. So I'm scrolling all the way down to here. And the first one that I'm going to work on is pattern number 46, which I think I've already copy and pasted. Yeah. All right. So if you're on the vertical, it's the thing right here. And if you're on the horizontal, it's the pattern that is right here. So the thing that I'm going to be playing through is a Samba foot pattern. So boom. Now the next part of this ostinato, the thing that just keeps repeating, going over and over and over, is on a snare on 3. So a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, 2, 3, 4. It sounds good as a knock, but because I'm using a drum trigger with these like silent stroke heads, So it's like a modified acoustic electric hybrid. It sounds like a rim shot. So I'm just going to play it like a normal snare drum hit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through some charts with the right hand on the ride cymbal. And you're like, what charts are you talking about, Jared? Well, on my home tab of YouTube, I've got over 2,000 free play-alongs. And you can also find it in the link that's at the top of the screen, or that's at the top of every one of the play-alongs. This takes you to here, so jaredoleary.com/drum. And on here, we've got 80 chop exercises. So, like, there's 29 shopping sprees. There's a bunch of chug variations. We've got cheesy poofs, etc. There's over 1,000 grid variations if you want to work on a rudiment. Check those out. All of these are playlists with a ton of different variations in there. This is where I'm practicing the limb independence section. These are the charts I was talking about. I'll come back to here in a second. There's almost 500 marching bass exercises. I'd recommend focusing on the timing stuff while marking time. All of these are great. Every single one of these 4 playlists has a ton of great exercises. Once you get these very confident, then start working on splits timing. It simulates being on a bass line without having other people there to practice with you. You'll see what I'm talking about with the muting and unmuting when you actually practice through it. There's a bunch of drumline cadences. There's almost 400 technique exercises. Every one of these is a playlist, so you can work on your double beat. You can work on your flams. You can work on your stick control. Whatever you want to work on, click on a playlist, and it'll have a bunch of exercises in each one of these. And then here's where you can find over 15 hours of free drumming tips that I've learned over the years with all the private lessons I've got, and then all 3 degrees that I have in music education. So these are the scripted lessons where I took some time to be like, what would be the shortest way to introduce how to hold traditional grip? Or why I sound like a beginner when I'm practicing the drums, but I've been playing for a very long time. You can check out that video. But this is the playlist that has over 15 hours of tips when I answer the questions from on these live streams, because again, this is kind of like an office hours for me. I'm here to practice. If you got questions, I'm here to help. All right, so I'm in the limb independence section. Every one of these playlists has this video, how to develop limb independence on the drum kit. And we're playing a straight chart. So we're doing it at 165. So I'm going to go into the straight patterns as opposed to the swung ones. And I'm going to pick just like a random set of charts. Let's see, 20 through 25. Sure. I'm going to change the resolution so it actually looks good. And then in the timestamps of all of these thousands of free play-alongs, you can jump to whatever BPM you want, going up 1 click at a time. I want to play this at 165, so I'm going to click on that. And it's going to count off in my headphones. You can't hear it on your end, but it's there. I promise. And we're playing the Samba pattern. 1, 2, ready, and... A 1, 2, here we go. Oops, early on that last snare hit, on that last measure. Oh no, track 22, a 1, 2, here we go. Whoops. So again, you can do this as a knock, if you would prefer. 1, 2, ready, and... Oops, read that wrong. Chart number 24. 1, 2, here we go. Alright, last chart. Most of the airs are reading airs that I'm making, because Hooked on Phonics did not work for me. Can I help on paradiddle? Richard, hi. Go to my home tab. Scroll down. All the way down to the tips and lessons section. Under this drumming tips playlist, there's over 15 hours of tips in here. And there's actually a video that just released last Friday that specifically talks about how to improve your paradiddle. So check out this one. Drumming tips 106. Your rudiments are slow because of this. And so I talk about how you can speed up a paradiddle using some free exercises, as well as talking about the mental side of speeding up the paradiddle in terms of like grouping different notes and whatnot to be able to think of it differently than the way you might be thinking of it. So drumming tips 106. Your rudiments are slow because of this. That'll help you out with that. Good question though. All right, so it's mostly technically proficient. Hey, we just graduated from it. Most of my issues were just like reading issues. So again, column A is keeping track of, on average, how's it sounding across all these different times I played through it. So now that it's technically proficient on average, that means I don't need to practice it next time because I'm just focusing on the ones that are meh or needs a lot of work. So for example, the next one that I'm going to play through, the next limb independence pattern that I'm going to work on from Dom's book is this one. So pattern number 47. And I'll show you what that looks like, sounds like here in a minute. First, we got to stretch and massage. So the first one I'm going to do is going to stretch the sides of my forearms. I highly recommend doing this every time you play, even on days off. Keeps your hands healthy. I've been drumming for almost 30 years and can still play because I try and stay healthy. So this one stretches the sides of the forearms. It looks weird. If you want a better camera angle of this, the Drumming Lessons playlist has a video called This Hand Routine Saved My Drumming, and it talks about how to do that. Now, this stretch is making it so that I can stretch the underside of the forearm, so I'm pulling back this way like this. Do, 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 do. Don't pull hard, but it's a good stretch for the underside of the forearm. Now I'm going to stretch the other forearm, so pulling back this way. We got 2 more stretches to do, and then I'll show you a couple of massages. Now, the next stretch that I'm going to do stretches the top of the forearm, so instead of pulling the wrist up, I'm pulling it back down this way, and so stretches up here. Now, you could do it like that, one at a time, or if you do it on your legs, if you're sitting down like this, you can do it 2 at a time. It goes twice as fast. Woo-wee! And next, stretching thumb to thumb. Getting the fingers nice and relaxed. Start with the larger muscles, go to the smaller muscles. Or larger parts of the body, smaller parts of the body. So, top to bottom. You might need to stretch, massage your shoulders, especially if you like march with a drum on. Those carriers can really mess with your shoulders and whatnot. Although I imagine the modern ones are better than the ones that I marched with, but I don't know. I don't march anymore. So by stretching like the same finger on the same finger, it just goes twice as fast doing it this way. This is the last stretch. Now I'm going to show you a quick massage routine. Again, starting from the top, going down to the bottom, so the forearm. I'm massaging with my thumb, and then underneath I'm massaging with my fingers. Okay, so the next one that I'm going to do is I'm going to massage the hand. So I'm doing the thumb is massaging the palm, and then the fingers are massaging the back side of the hand. Which drum set is the best? The one that you can afford, that will not let you go into debt. This one is my wife's kit. It's a D drum, and then my kit over there is a Pearl. But Mapex makes some good stuff. Ludwig makes some good stuff. Like this, like for marching drums, for drum kit drums, like they can all be great for different reasons. For drum kit, just get a decent medium tier kit. Doesn't need to be something big or and whatnot. Like this one is a small setup. It's more of a jazz setup. Like we don't have all of the toms on here that you would have in like rock. We don't have all of the cymbals that we could have on here, etc. What about Remo? Remo is a head company. So these heads are the silent stroke heads, and they're by Remo. But yeah, get good quality heads, and then that'll make a huge difference on the kits that you're playing on, or any kind of drum you're playing on. If you get like the single ply cheapest head you can find off of Temu, it's not going to go well. They will break very fast. Get a good quality double ply from a reputable brand, and then that'll last significantly longer. And then cymbals, same thing. Like I've got Zildjian, I've got Sabian. These are the Zildjian low volume cymbals, so they're like extra quiet. They're great. You don't need to spend $1 bajillion on it. The kit looks nice. Yeah, my wife's kit is much prettier than mine. Mine is a black Pearl Export Series kit. When younger, you're assuming you live with your parents or guardians. Do they ever have a problem with the noise? My parents don't want to let me get a real kit because of the noise. So Neb, my parents were actually pretty cool with letting me practice. Their philosophy was like, if I'm practicing, I'm like not out getting in trouble or something. Like, not that I was the kind of person that would do that, but these help out. Oops, wrong button. These help out significantly with lowering the volume. So these are the low volume cymbals, and then the silent stroke heads, and it makes it so that they are significantly quieter. Like my wife is in the room next door. She could be on the phone, and nobody would like hear me drumming. It's not like it's like completely silent, but this is just like without any kind of pads on top of it. So there's all sorts of other things that you can purchase. Like I've got a ton of different practice pads, and then a ton of pads that can go on here that you can like put inside of the cymbal stand, and then it'll like will stay attached to the cymbal that like muffles the cymbal sound. You can get an electronic drum kit that makes it significantly quieter. You can put like some of the foam pads on top of here. You can even like literally just take a towel and drape it on top of it, or multiple towels, or like sheets, or even a comforter, like whatever you need to do to silent and make it silent. All those things can significantly help out with the noise factor. It will work your chops more, so just think of it as like you're practicing grinding for more chops. But if you go to scroll down to the drumming, the tips and lessons section, in the drumming lessons, there's a video that I did, I don't know, a couple years ago, something like that, a year ago, how to practice drums quietly. This talks about some different methods that you can use to practice quietly. But practicing on a pad is great. Works on your technique and whatnot. So nothing wrong with that. And then again, there's many options for making your drum kit much more quieter with pads, these silent stroke heads, these low volume cymbals, etc. In all of the like play-alongs, and even in like the description of these different videos, there's like these live streams. So there's a link that says percussion books and gear I recommend. So this takes you to the /gear instead of going to /drum on my website. And on here, this has not only like the book that I'm working through right now, the 50 Ways to Syncopation, but it's got all these like other books that I recommend for different instruments, here's the hardware I'm using. So these are the low volume cymbals, and these are the low volume drum heads by Remo. Highly recommend them. They're a little bouncier than normal, but I mean, they're great. So yeah, if anyone's curious, like what kind of stuff am I using, then this is where you can check it out. But there's some other stuff that I recommend. But anyways, okay, so we're going to practice a new pattern, at least new today. So it's this Baião pattern that's up on the, I almost said on the board. Can you tell I was a teacher? Yeah, up on the whiteboard. Okay, so this pattern, it has the Baião feet pattern, which is right, left, right, both, right, left, right, both, right, left, right, both. This one bops, okay? And so the first time we played the Baião, I think it was like pattern 37 as opposed to 47 that's on there. There's this where you play with the ostinato on the right hand, you go while you're playing the right, left, right, both with the feet. So you're playing 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3. And if you hit the bell on 1 and 3, it just gives it a little more flavor to it. Little extra seasoning on top of that. So, this one, you keep the foot pattern, right, left, right, both, right, left, right, both, right, left, right, both. But you're actually reading the pattern on the ride cymbal. While you fill in ghost notes on the snare drum. So if I'm playing like a whole note, half, quarter. Okay, so you're filling in every one of the spaces with the eighth notes. Okay, this one's a weird pattern, but it's fun. I enjoy it. So 175 was technically proficient the last couple of times, but previously 180 was meh. Let's try 180 again. We'll see how this goes. So I'm going to go back to my home tab. Again, this is where you can find the thousands of free exercises. So there's all the chop stuff for all you rudimental drummers like myself, the grid stuff, also rudimental drummers. But this is where I'm practicing, is the limb independent section. We are doing a straight chart as opposed to the swung ones at the bottom here, and I'm doing that at 180. So I'm going to go inside of this playlist. And I'm just going to pick a different set of charts, so that way I'm practicing reading different rhythms. All 55 of these charts are different from each other. And I'm going to 180 in the BPMs, but if you play faster, then you can go all the way up to 240 if you'd like to. Snare sounds great. Yeah, it's electronic. It's actually the sound effect that I use in a lot of these play-alongs for the snare drum. It's that same sound from Sibelius too. 1, 2, ready, and. So it's an electronic hybrid, so I can change it to whatever I want for the sounds. 1, 2, ready, and. No worries, Richard. Hope you enjoy the thousands of free resources. Keep you busy for a while, and me. Sweet. 1, 2, here we go. I made an adjustment because my stick was slowly sliding out of my hand, and it messed up the eighth notes. I'm so sorry. Unsub. I know. 1, 2, 1, 2. Ready? And. Sweet. Cool. It was mostly technically proficient playing through it. Not bad. A couple of reading errors. Did not graduate from that one. Column A is still meh on average. That's okay. I was making progress on it. Cool. So 180 sounded better than it did last time at 180. So yay. Drummer boy, hello. Okay, the next pattern I'm working on is not easy at all. So again, we're skipping these patterns that sound technically proficient because we've graduated from them. And we're going to pattern number 52, which is not in Dom's book. This is one that I made up. And it sounds simpler than it is. So what's going on here? Okay, so we just played the Baião pattern. And I said in the pattern, I think it's 37 from Dom's book, it's got a boot, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and that pattern. Now, instead of playing those as 16th notes, what if you played them as triplets? Okay, so you're just keeping the same thing. That's still going. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. But now instead of 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 with the bass drum like that, now you're going Okay, so that's what our right hand's doing. And the hi-hat's on 2 and 4. So it lines up there. So then it goes in between the hi-hat, or in between the ride pattern. Okay, well, we're gonna read the short notes, the eighth notes, on the snare drum, and the long notes, anything longer than eighth note, on the bass drum. It's not going good. We're practicing it. We're playing it at 100. Okay, so I'm gonna go back into the home tabs. Now, I wrote a note for myself to start with the charts, but it's been 4 days since I played drum kit, so I'm gonna actually start with permutation real quick. So inside of here, we've got straight permutations, and if you scroll down, we've also got swung permutations. I'm just gonna go to number 1, and I'm gonna go into the timestamps in the description to be able to do this, and go here. The Zildjian symbols good? Yeah, so these are the L80s, so they're the low volume cymbals, which is why you can see my hand through it. They've got holes drilled into them. They're great for low volume. The only downside is it eats through your sticks. So here's a fresh pair of sticks, and then here's what it looks like after you've played with the same type of sticks for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks, depending on how much time you put into it. It eats through the sticks because of the holes. But even with that being said, it's still totally worth it. They're great. Anyways, all right, so we're gonna warm up with this permutation with this particular pattern. So again, it's on the ride cymbal. 1, 2, ready, and... It's so hard. Okay. If we were playing a swung pattern on the right hand as opposed to a straight triplet pattern, it'd be so much easier. All right, let's try variation 2. So again, there's like several variations in here, but you can go to the timestamps to jump to the BPM you want. I'm gonna do it at 100 again. So variation 2, it just permutates the second half of the measure. So it shifts over the rhythms a little bit and makes it a little different. Enough different to like mess with your brain a bit. Oops. Whew-wee. Okay, let's try a chart now. So we've warmed up my brain. Maybe. So now I'm going to scroll down to the limb independence section. And I'm going to do a swung chart at 100 beats a minute. So I'm going to go into the swung drum charts at 100 to 159. And again, all these limb independence playlist has the second video as how to develop limb independence. So if you're like, how are you doing this? This will show you the steps. But the next pattern that I'm going to play through after this, I actually can't even play yet. Like literally have not done it at all. So you're going to see from the very beginning what I'll do to work on that one. Let's just go ahead and do 1 through 5. I haven't played through this one today. And we're doing it at 100, which is the start of this video. So I'm just going to go ahead and restart it. And it'll count off there. But if you want to go faster or slower, again, the range from 40 all the way up to 240 for these charts. 1, 2, ready, and... That's the pattern with hi-hat on 2 and 4. Well, I'm going to try and read short notes, eighth notes on the snare, everything else on the bass drum. No! Ooh, this one's so hard. But we're like so close to finishing all these different patterns. We've just got 3 of them left. This one, the one I haven't played yet, and then the one that we just played, the Baião. So within like a couple more weeks, should be able to get through them all. Oops. Yikes! Still needs a lot of work. It's getting better. Like a week ago, I couldn't even play it. Again, practice the stuff you're not good at. If you haven't seen the videos where I talk about that, this is how you get better. Ready, and... No! So if you like mess up at all, getting back on the downbeat, it doesn't reset until like a full measure later, so it just like totally messes up. Talking has messed me up. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. No, I messed up. The ride cymbal got off by 8th note, I think. I'm gonna do another set of charts after this one, because this is still feeling really uncomfortable. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. No. Okay, so clearly it didn't sound good. I'm going to do this again to try and just like reinforce it in my brain. Again, trying to get this one to sound good. We just started working on it a week ago, and it is rough. This is the first like 3/4 quarter note pattern that I've ever played on kits. So it's hard. Let's try 46 through 50. We did the first 5. We'll do the next 5. There's also some advanced ones, but those are... I'm not there yet. Again, timestamps in the description. This one starts at 100, so I'm just gonna hit play on it from the beginning. So, that's the ride pattern. How it lines up with the quarter notes. 1, 2, ready, and... While you read through 8th notes on the snare, everything else on the bass. If I like start thinking about something else, anything else, even just like the quality of my playing as opposed to like how this pattern works, right now my brain can't process that and just totally screws things up. Ready? And... Okay. What's like interesting is like each individual component. There's nothing difficult about it. All you're playing is 1 and a 2 and a. You're just playing 2 and 4. Okay, that's not hard. And then when you combine them together, it's like okay, that's a little weird. And then when you're reading swung charts, it's like uh-oh. Cool. 2 more charts with this. And then we'll do... Oh, I might not have time for it. I'll give you a preview of the next one. We'll start working on it. There's no way I'll be able to read charts with it. We're going to go like all the way back to step 1 of how to do it. It's a 3/4 Soca. You'll see in a minute. this is a right hand pattern over the quarter note. Oh, 1, 2, ready, and... I read the ending wrong. Okay. So overall, still needs a lot of work. I actually did not start with the charts. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet, so I'm actually going to delete that. I still think I need to start with the permutations for next time. So we're making progress on it compared to what it was, where I literally couldn't play it at all, but it's still so rough. Okay, so this next one is similar in that it's also 3 quarter note feel over 4. So you're taking a straight pattern and putting it into triplets. So this particular pattern, we have a Soca. So Soca, so 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN, 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN. Okay, so that's what your right hand's playing. And you just do a shup on the release. Okay, so there's like a basic Soca pattern. Okay, so the idea is to take that idea, 1 EN, 2 EN, 3 EN, 4 EN, but now make it triplets. But with the shup. Triple, I can't even do it. This is gonna go great. All right, so going back to here. So I just put a placeholder here for these. I just put 4 of them in a row of needs a lot of work. Just as a placeholder of, hey, I need to play through it at least 4 times technically proficient to graduate from it. But I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit more than that. So I'm going to go back to the home tab here. And what I'm going to do is inside of the, again, this limb independence section, each one of these playlists links to this video, how to develop limb independence on the drum kit. So what you're going to see is me go all the way to step 1 here, outlined at the beginning of this, where I'm just going to play the pattern with a metronome. And I'm going to set mine to 100. And then I'm going to try and do some other things with the other limb. No. Dang, that's weird. So I want to put the hi-hat on 2 and 4 like I was just playing. Oh, wow. This is so weird. So this is the click. And so you're going triplet, 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 buckets, buckets, buckets. Okay, So the next step for this, once you can like actually play the ostinato down, then the next step is to go through the permutation patterns. So what I'm going to do is go to permutation number 5, and I'm going to just like attempt to play through some of them. I honestly don't even know if I'll get through like the first like 3 measures of it. This is technically a swung pattern, not that I'm going to use the play alongs, but inside of here, I'm going to go to variation 5, and I'm going to just keep looping a measure at a time until like I feel like it feels comfortable. And then I'll move on to the next measure. And I'm just doing the snare drums right now. I know this pattern says to do short, long, but I'm trying to do one limb at a time, get comfortable with that. And then once I get this down, then I'll add in the foot after I get the hand down. Again, so here's the tempo. Okay, so this next one, so if you're playing 1 and release, so to get the upbeat right here, okay? 1, 2, ready, and the reason why is because again we're playing triplet on there. So it sounds like a 16th note pattern, but it's as triplets. Okay, so the next measure, triplet. Okay, so now the snare is going to fill in when it hits on 2. So triplet. Good morning, Jeffrey. 1, 2, ready, and oops. I screwed up on the first beat. Ready, and nope, late. So it's weird with the foot. The hi-hat shup. Okay, so first 3 measures. Okay, so the next measure. So this one, the and of 2. So we have da-da-da. Okay, so it's on the second note of the triplet partial. So we have triplet, rest, triplet. The let ends up on 3. 1, 2, ready, and nope, late. Nope, late. So triplet, 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 triplet. Oh, this is so weird. I keep wanting to put the hi-hat on 2 and 4. Have it. Most of these limb independence patterns have it on 2 and 4. Ugh. Okay, weird. Okay, so now okay, so this one is gonna on 3 it releases with the shup. So okay. So again, I'm just repeating each one of these patterns until it feels comfortable, or at least more comfortable. Okay, so now this one. Okay, so if that was on the release, this will be on the downbeat of the next one, of the last triplet. So we have ba 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 ba. Not like that. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, man, that's weird. Okay, so if that's on the downbeat of it, then count 4 is on the second note of the partial. So triplet, pollet, trip, da da da. Okay, so goes right in between the 3 notes. Oh, that's so weird. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, so now the very last note of this goes in between the triplets. 2, ready, and so triple da 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 triple da da da. Okay, so triplet, pollet. Okay, in between those 3 notes, but with the shups. 1, 2, ready, and. Oh, it's so weird. I love it. It really messing with my brain. Okay, so now I'm gonna go through each one of the patterns. So just permutating, shifting it over an 8th note. So we'll start on a 1, the and a 1, 2, the and of 2, etc. And I'm gonna try and do these first 2 lines. And I'm just gonna keep looping each one of the measures, probably at least 4 times, and then go on to the next one. If it's like feeling a little wonky, I might do it a few more times. 1, 2, ready, just check. My stick went under my hi-hat. Messed me up. Let's try the second measure. Oof. Okay, so I'm on the third measure. So this is in between the notes. The problem is I want to make sure that my shup length does not get shortchanged depending on what my left hand is doing, and then eventually, you know, my right foot when we add that in. But we're not there yet, in case you couldn't tell. No, that's on the downbeat, right? The downbeat with the right hand, that is. Yeah. 1, 2. The 4th measure, and. Where's that one on? The downbeat? Yes. Downbeat of the right hand. Ready? So this is the second measure, the second line. This is so weird. 2, ready, and... No. Okay, I'm going to attempt it with the play along, just the first 2 lines. I probably won't be able to do it, but I'm going to attempt it. Emphasis on attempt. Here we go. Wish me luck. If I can even get halfway through it, I'll be satisfied with the progress today. 1, 2. What the? Why'd it stop? What? YouTube, are you broken? What happened? It's frozen. What? Oh no. Huh. Okay. I don't know if you can hear it, but all of my tabs are frozen. Absolutely everything. I don't know if the... What's up with YouTube or what? Can I like right click and... Nope. Okay. Nothing's showing up there. F5. Please refresh. Maybe. Okay. If you can still see me, my thing is broken. My Chrome just completely crashed. So all the chats, everything is frozen. So I don't know if Streamlabs is actually outputting any of this video or audio. But this is rough. So I look forward to practicing it again. I should be on tomorrow to do a shopping spree playthrough. I think it's Blue Devils 2003 that's coming out tomorrow, I think, if I remember correctly. So stay tuned for that. And then I should be back in 2 days to work on Limb Independence. And oh boy, are we going to spend some time on this one and that other one that's also rough. But hopefully we can graduate from that Baião pattern where it's the right, left, both. That one's a fun one. 47, I think it was. But anyways, if you can hear me at all, all of the thousands of play-alongs on my YouTube's home tab can help you out with your drumming. There's also over 15 hours of drumming tips that can also help you. If you enjoy the content, just share it with somebody else. But we've got family in town, so I won't be doing a gaming stream today because they should be here soon. Oh, wait. Is it working? All of a sudden it just refreshed. Are you back? Are you back? Maybe? Yes. Huzzah! I don't know what that means. I think it's a term of celebration. You're live. What? You're live. I'm live? Okay, it's working? Yeah. Thank you. Let's try this. Hopefully it doesn't crash again. I wanted to play through, at least attempt to play through it. But everything on Chrome just completely froze for a couple of minutes there. 1, 2, here we go. Oops. No. 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 Okay, I gotta try that again. So what I realized I messed up on is so this is on the beat for the right hand. This is on the release. This is in between the beat. And then this one's actually on the second note of the right hand. So triplet is where it's supposed to line up. So I messed up there. And then That one's on the release. That one's on the downbeat. That one's on the second note. No. Yes, the second note. And then this one's on the in-between. Yikes, man, this is just messing with my brain. Okay, so let's try this again. 100. Whew! Maximum effort. One, two, ready, and... I just totally, like, missed the hi-hat. All right, I gotta try this again. I want to get this. 1, 2, ready, and... No. No! It's messing with my brain so hard. Okay, we'll continue to work on this one, hopefully in 2 days. So anyways, the thing that I was saying, where it was like frozen on my end, on my home tab is where you can find all these thousands of play-alongs. So if you're a rudimental drummer like myself, the chop stuff will keep you busy for quite some time. So will the thousand plus grid variations in here. But the limb independence is where I've been practicing today. Eventually, when I can get these permutations down, just like with the other patterns that we played that are more further developed than this one that I started today, we'll start reading through some charts, both the straight and the swung charts for the different patterns. There's also almost 500 marching bass related stuff. I'd highly recommend focusing on these timing exercises. There's a bunch of drumline cadences. There's almost 400 technique exercises. So many you have to click to show all of these different play-alongs for all the different playlists. They've got a ton of videos in here. Like this triplet timing one has 30 videos in here. This Jeepers variation has 13 videos. This endurance and speed one has 61 videos. Keep you busy for a while. There's over 15 hours of drumming tips in here. There's a dozen drumming lessons, which are more the scripted stuff from when I like spend like a week or two just like thinking about how do I want to talk about how to hold traditional grip, etc. But all these drumming tips ones are from when people come into these, basically the practice office hours, where I answer questions while I'm just practicing stuff I'm not good at yet. So if you want to see different responses to like how to improve flamus, or like what does technique dogmatism mean, and what should you practice first, etc., there's a ton of different topics in here. Over 15 hours of tips that I've paid a lot of money to learn from some really cool people who really know what they're talking about, and I'm trying to share it with y'all. If you enjoy these free resources, just share it with somebody else. But I'm glad the stream didn't completely crash. But anyways, I hope y'all have a good rest of your day, and goodbye.